Hello everyone and welcome to the first match of this year's Anime Villainous Tournament arc. It is 2026, it is the 4th annual tournament arc of Anime Villainous, and I am so excited to be bringing you some high-level competitive games this year. For our first match, as usual, just like in previous years, we're not going to go in the exact order that the bracket is laid out. We're going to do these games as people are available to do them because we have a lot of scheduling going on behind the scenes. This first match is going to be the very bottom right of the bracket over there. It is Dgessner 1 versus Saltjar34. Saltjar, relatively new to the Annaville scene, joined the server less than a year, maybe a little over a year. I don't believe that they were part of last year's tournament arc, or if they were, they didn't make it out of qualifiers at least, but very active in the server. And Dgessner, longtime competitor. I think, was Dgessner here for the very first tournament arc? He was at least in the second one, I'm pretty sure. He's been around for a long while. I can't even remember how long it's been so long. So, very much looking forward to seeing this match between the two of them and how it plays out. So without further ado, let's get right over to the first match of this year's tournament arc. Welcome everyone to our first game of Tournament Arc 2026. I think that these are the last two competitors that were revealed in the brackets. I probably talked about it in the little intro bit that I'll record later, and splice in at the start. But we have Saltjar versus Dgessner, which I think is the bottom right of the bracket. Very funny that they're going first. The bracket was actually revealed like just an hour before us recording this, so I'm hopefully good to go on my screen regions and all. And we're set to play this first game of Tournament Arc 2026 because I had to get everything ready to go in a flash. But we have Butter judging for these two, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks like they're getting ready to go and rolling the dice. Our starting player is going to be Saltjar, so Saltjar will get to ban first and go first. So let's see who they ban. Dgessner and Saltjar play in matchmaking a lot. I see them in the Annaville server all the time, playing mostly competitive games. And I spoke to Dgessner briefly before this, and he said that he wasn't looking forward to this matchup because he and Saltjar play each other a lot because they're both in matchmaking so much. So this is a battle of two people who have been playing each other over and over again over the past couple of months. We're going to see Saltjar ban Monokuma out the gate. I know Dgessner has been practicing Monokuma going into qualifiers and all. And we're going to see a Sebastian ban from Dgessner. I've played against Dgessner a few times. I've watched him play some. I actually haven't seen much or really any of Saltjar playing, despite how active they are. I think that their times just don't usually match up well with my times for being available to watch or play stuff, because I didn't get to watch any of their qualifier games. But, so it looks like they're a bit of a Sebastian main, which, unfortunately, we're not going to get to see some Sebastian gameplay. I love me a good Sebastian. I love watching people play villains that I play a lot. Color mode is disabled. They're messing with the clock up there. All right, and we're going to see it's going to be Oculus from Dgessner and Yuno from Saltjar. So we're going to see our first Bloodbath villain played here, with Saltjar playing Yuno. I'm pretty sure that was Saltjar that pulled out Yuno. Surely it was, because Dgessner loves Oculus, so he must be playing Oculus. You might notice that the floor is missing, by the way. We have reduced assets on to ensure everyone's connection goes well. But yeah, this is going to be a good game. Oculus versus... I do not see much Oculus play. Most of the games I play are with QA, and none of us really play... We play Oculus now and then, but none of us really, like, hard focus on playing Oculus. So it's going to be... I'm not really sure how his matchup into Yuno goes, especially with Yuno being relatively new. Yuno can get pretty locked down on her top fate early game, and Oculus likes that because it gives him time to make use of his discards and really get some motion going. And Yuno also likes going to her gain 3 more so than trying to get access to her top fate, which can really give Oculus maybe a little more wiggle room. As usual with Oculus matchups, I think a lot of it is going to come down to how quickly... Wait, is Dgessner? Is Dgessner Yuno? Wait, what? That flips everything I know on its head. He's the Oculus guy. He's the dude that plays Oculus. Saltjar picked Oculus into Dgessner? This is insane. It's the first match of Tournament Arc, and we've already had the biggest, like, mind twist of the biggest mind game of the entire thing. That's crazy. Well, I don't... Can I even commentate this at this point? I don't even know. But anyways, I think that Oculus might like this matchup a little bit, provided, as usual, he can get Ginty relatively soon. But also, Yuno's a bit of a wild card because a lot of Yuno is RNG dependent on this diary deck, and we're seeing the first game or the first turn go here. Straight to Quindecim. This is something that Oculus loves. Going first means there are a handful of villains like this that have top fate discards, where they love to get to go first to guarantee they get that. We're going to see Manene straight onto Yuno's house, covering up that top fate. Unsurprising. No target to hit, but Manene triggers on move as well. Best girl, by the way. So she can have her ability triggered later. What is Dgessner going to do? We going straight to Yuki's house? We are indeed. And we're going to see there's a strange room. So that moves him all the way over to Yuno's house. Ooh, knife early. 2 weapons maybe. No parent skulls. Also good. Knife early is very good for Yuno. It's a very strong control tool and also gets her strength permanently to 2, assuming she doesn't play Stalker, which removes one of her default 1 strength. But getting one of those default strength value items out that'll just stay for most, if not the whole game, is very strong. We're going to see Oculus just go and discard out a lot of cards and play Waking Tree. These are 2 high-level players. They're going to be playing so fast. We're going to see a Blade Trap thrown down there, hoping to snag Manene with the Yuki move, or hoping to Parent Skulls to just keep it for a while. We're going to see Tatsumi shuffle in all those discarded cards. That's a really good early fate for Dgessner there to immediately undo a lot of that discarding. Arbiter being thrown down by Saltjar to... I still can't believe that Saltjar is the one playing Oculus here and not Dgessner. It goes against everything I know. I think we only saw 2 discards there, so Saltjar must have seen a card that she likes and wants to get her hands on pretty quickly. We're going to see Reiki played, and this is where Knife is really helpful because Reiki can't be played to Abandoned Hotel. It would be an insta-kill. Is it just going to be to Yuki's house? I think School or Yuno's house is probably... Well, no, not Yuno's house with Blade Trap out. But I think School's probably the best bet because with Knife, it's very easy for Yuno to get this early Reiki kill. So you probably want to throw Reiki somewhere that they can last for a little while, and that'll be the end of that turn. We're back over, and Dgessner, I think, is choosing to Parent Skull's Blade Trap, not wanting to lose it, and is just going to go for the Reiki kill. Could have gotten lucky. Could have gotten lucky with it, but didn't want to risk losing the Blade Trap. Probably, Control Console early is very interesting. Probably hoping to just keep the Blade Trap until he can guarantee Yuki moving there, or until he can get Crossbow to try and build up enough strength to insta-kill. We're going to see Saltjar get an early Deckham out, and then throw out another Arbiter to keep moving through that deck. There are 2 pieces that Oculus has to have out to make objective progress. Was that? I think that was all 3 cards discarded there, and then discarding more, digging quickly to the others. Gotta have Nona and gotta have Deckham to start actually doing the objective, but also kind of needs to have Ginty to be able to control the territory at all. Are we seeing Blade? I assume Blade Trap is being saved again because, it's very unlikely for Yuki to stay at Yuno's house here. We're going to see Stalker. Stalker is one of the strongest... Gotta be one of the strongest forms in the game. Really good for Yuno to get out early and get some quick early setup. We're going to see a Shimada play, throwing Shimada onto the back room and not using Shimada's ability. And the Stalker play is going to play out Happy End, letting Dgessner draw up to 6. They play so fast, man. I have no time to talk. There's Ginty. So Ginty, relatively early. Top half of the deck, but also top half after the Tatsumi reshuffle. That's pretty good. For Oculus, we're going to see a Happy End trigger and get rid of Ai and Marco. They're no longer an option, so it's either going to be Hayama or Hinata. Probably going to be Hayama here just to get a little bit of movement going. What on earth are they doing with the clock? Did something happen? They're probably just going over some kind of rule. Or something relevant. Am I going to be getting a message from Butter in a moment now? Something going wrong? Hopefully not. I am getting typing from Butter. We might have to take a pause here. I'm going to wait and see what he says. But we're probably going to see Hayama here because Hinata shuffling the diary deck doesn't really do anything in the moment. It seems we're having tech issues. So I'm going to note down... this time, and hopefully I will get this edited out. But we will be back momentarily when the tech issues are resolved. So I'll see you again for you guys in just a moment. For me, a couple of minutes. Okay, and I think we're back. They should be starting the clock again any second now. I told them to just give me like 10 seconds, and Butter, I think, is taking longer than 10 seconds. Come on, Butter. Come on, Butter. Hit the button, Butter. You know you want to hit the button. That's what I thought. So we're back on, and it is actually going to be Hinata over Hayama here. I guess wanting to have Hinata out for the potential of doing movement later, but I think Ian Marco and Hayama both being gone. The only other hero move is the effects, which means you're playing an effect instead of a hero. We are going to see Yuki go to Yuki's house, but Stalker is in place. There's going to be no strength loss there, unfortunately taking away the activate from Dgessner if he wanted to try and do something with Control Console. We are going to see a fake defeat, so Dgessner is going to get to look at and reorganize these top 3 cards. Who knows? We could see, well, actually, no, I don't think Oculus is going to be able to open this top fate, so there will be no messing with that setup. This should be a pretty guaranteed fate lock. There's Katana, so another weapon is out. And then gets one more play from Stalker, which will be the Yukiteru Diary. Not setting up any strength loss, either just didn't have the options in hand or doesn't like where Yuki is going next turn. We're going to see an activate via playing Mimine to kill Tatsumi by activating Ginty to have these 2 Arbiters kill him to open back up that top fate. Yeah, the Ginty train is on the roll, so now that Ginty is out and there's a good amount of allies out, wants to try and probably get Castra to the back room pretty quickly is the next, like, strong setup piece. But other than that, the next thing that Saltjar is going to want to start doing here is getting cards into the roulette pile so that Quinn at Viginti is pretty good. It opens up clashing low strength heroes, especially with some Twister plays. We are going to lose Stalker here, and I think Blade Trap is still being kept safe. And we will see Yuki come over here. So there's the first strength loss on Yuki. A lot of strong setup here. This is going to be... Ooh, double human emotions is very unlucky. There are only 3 non-hero cards in Oculus's Fate deck. Those 2 cards and then the challenge. That's very unlucky for Dgessner, and he's not even going to put anything into the roulette pile because it would really just kind of help Saltjar out when there's nothing already in there. Human emotions can be very destructive if there's literally anything in the pile, but nothing being in it just means that it helps Saltjar with setup. That was a very unlucky pull for Dgessner. That's going to give Saltjar a lot of momentum being able to get to Quindecum this turn. However, Saltjar is very low on power, and there's arbitration rules, which is about guaranteed to go off unless Dgessner goes to there. Could guarantee it going off by putting John at, what is this, Yuki's house? Yuki's house. But could also double cover the top fate because that Blade Trap is obviously threatening. We do know that this neither of these are going to stop or manipulate the Diary deck, and we do know that that Dgessner knows the next 2 cards via fake defeat. We're going to see a Tsubaki play, actually, to put back in Ian Marco. Wants to be able to move Hinata, wants to be able to move Manene, wants to be able to move Yuki. Ian Marco and Hayama are very strong. But also, John, I was about to say, I was just narrating what was happening, but I would probably play John here. Honestly, I could see putting John at Yuki's house, but that does open up the possibility of another item being played and getting to force strength and killing him. So double covering the top fate is probably good. We're going to see a move to school, presumably because that's where Yuki's going, and can go ahead and get the Hinata kill here as well. I do think that Dgessner is probably... It's hard to say. Yuki has so much health left to go. Dgessner probably does need to keep some fate pressure, but opening up the top fate at this point right now isn't going to be that easy, not without crossbow at least. But with Saltjar already having Decum and Ginty out and a well-protected Quindecum, really all Saltjar needs is to get Nona and get Castra to the far left, and then Saltjar can start threatening some serious progress turns, can really speed up progress turns. So I'm not really sure what's best for Dgessner here, if you should try and rush Yuki, because that's a lot of strength on Yuki to have to get rid of. We are going to see the move to school, so Yuki gets another -1. But we're going to see Mur thrown down, and then just some discarding. And then Hinata will be killed, because with Knife and Katana, Yuno is at 3 strength. Rushing might be the play here. You either got to rush or you have to clear Yuno's house really quickly to start getting some progress back. We're going to see Unfurled Lotus played here. Makes sense because Saltjar doesn't have Nona out. Oh, the double rejection. That's pretty good. That kind of does. I'm not sure it makes up for it, but that's a nice pull for Dgessner, based especially after that human emotions earlier did so little. I don't know about moving Yuki. I guess you do want to. Yeah, you do want to keep the top fate double covered, but moving Yuki isn't really gonna do a whole lot here because Dgessner knows what the third card is, so he knows where Yuki is going. And Saltjar has no idea where Yuki is going. So we are going to see Yuki moved over to the school, or not the school, to Yuki's house. I can't remember the order of Yuno's locations to save my life. And we are going to see Dgessner going over here, which is going to move over that. We're going to see the Blade Trap kill on Manene, or on John, rather. And that's one more strength on Yuki. Does Dgessner have... Oh, he can actually activate Mur to get one more strength to kill Manene, which is probably what I would be doing here. We're actually going to see a fake defeat play. So, on one hand, I respect it. Dgessner is trying to speed up the clock here and get through more names quickly, especially taking advantage of no hero play there. On the other hand, I feel like activating Mur into Axe or Crossbow, because Crossbow would trigger here because Blade Trap was discarded this turn. I feel like doing either of those might have been better for him to get Manene off the board to clean his territory entirely. Oh, but we're going to see the activate on Control Console to move Manene to Yuki next turn, potentially. Oh, no, we're actually going to see a Gas Trap. It looks like Yuki isn't moving. I think Yuki is probably going to be at Yuno's house next turn, based on what I'm seeing here. I could be wrong. I forgot the Control Console was out. Activating Control Console and setting up a Gas Trap is also pretty good. We are going to see Unfurled Lotus put in immediately to gain that 3 power, and then using that to darts into Castra to set up the kill at the back rooms. So it's just Nona, which is about guaranteed to be pulled if it's not just Nona in Saltjar's hand. Saltjar does need a little more power and needs a little more in the pile, but Saltjar is going to start making progress pretty soon. Aru is a rough pull for Dgessner here. Definitely not something he wants to see. He doesn't have to worry too much about his Gas Trap because of Parent Skulls, though, and also it can still hit Manene down to 3, which isn't too bad. We're going to see it was Hinata kicks the key, which actually would have moved Yuki back to Abandoned Hotel. And we're just going to see the discard without playing it. So now Yuki is going to move to whatever the second card Dgessner saw was. Very interesting. I wonder if Dgessner is planned for this. I wonder if Dgessner predicted Aru and played around it. The ultimate mind game, no jutsu. We're probably going to be seeing Saltjar go to Nona Ginta next turn to get Nona out, maybe use Waking Tree, or use the free Ginty activate with Nona to get Shimada out of here. It looks like the Gas Trap is being saved. It's going to be a rock, which is going to move him over and get another -1. We've already got Yuki down 4, and Nona isn't on the board yet, but 8 more strength is still a bit to go through. However, Dgessner does have a lot of setup on board. He does have both Manene and Aru out, who are both we're going to see a trick reversal, who are both very strong. Ooh, Kamado set up to potentially open the top fate. But these are both potentially strong on moves, and I think we have a guaranteed Maya Narco here. I and Marco words. But we are going to see the Nona Ginta play Nona insta-kill Shimada. Only has 1 card in the pile, so can't start getting strength quite yet. Do all clear, and then we're going to see the Kamado activate to get rid of Manene. Still has a play a card after this. Machiko is a pretty good pull here. You always want to see Machiko out. Oh, Dgessner is actually going to figure out what 2 cards are in Saltjar's hand, because all of it, you can figure out what 4 cards are in Saltjar's hand right now if you know Oculus's deck well enough, and is debating if it's actually better to do Yamura to put in 2 specific cards. I feel like it's still going to be best to just throw Machiko either at Backroom or probably at Quindecum. Probably still want to try and cover the top 8 at Quindecum because you want to buy yourself a little bit of freedom on Fate Pressure. Sorry, something in my throat. Is going to be Machiko 2 Backroom. Fair enough, wanting to slow down progress. I think that Dgessner's strategy here is to just tank Fates until he can get Yuki low enough to snipe him out and get into Showdown. And he's hoping to do that before Saltjar can really get rolling with Nona and get all of those points. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it quick enough. It's going to depend on how the Diary deck treats him and, like, his timing on... Are we going to see a Myrrh move in case of Minene coming back out later? Or moving the Gas Trap. Interesting. All Clear is already passed. I don't remember if the Diary card that moves Yuki specifically to his house is passed. I think Dgessner knows the top card right now. I think the top card is the last card he knows from that fake defeat. We are going to see Saltjar go to Vigenti to use the move instead of going to the top fate while it's open explicitly to Waking Tree away that mistake. And then we're going to see Yamotsu and Dead End. Oh, Iron Marco. Oh, no, that's right. They didn't do the Iron Marco play. They played something else, didn't they? We are going to see a happy end here, and it is going to be discarding Yamotsu. Please be Yamotsu again. It'd be so funny. But did whiff Heroes. That will trigger Aru on rejection. I'd probably rejection Aru to Yuno's house here, but I could also see playing Dead End to try and mess with progress. But Aru's going to do a pretty good job of that anyway. It's an I'm Surrounded, which moves Yuki to Abandoned Hotel. And it looks like Saltjar is going to try and work out what those last 3 cards are in there. I should have been trying to keep track of it, but I didn't. I apologize. Hopefully all of you at home have been keeping better track than me. I think we saw the school move and the Yuno's house move and Abandoned Hotel move and All Clear. So I think it's the Yuki's house move, and then there's probably another double move. There might be another explosion in C2, and then maybe like a move left or a move right. I don't remember how many... Did we only see 2 Arakas there? There might be one more Arakas there. Which means Saltjar's trying to figure out where to put Yuki to not have him move to Gas Trap, probably. Or move to the bottom fate, which is where I imagine Dgessner wants to go. Dgessner is going to go to Yuki's house, and it's going to be Explosion in C2. I thought we had one of those left, and it does hit the Gas Trap, so that's really good. Did he... Parent Skulls the Gas Trap, or he must have Parent Skulls the Gas Trap. That's unfortunate. Still has the Gas Trap for later, though. We are going to see Axe thrown down. And then we're going to see a Decoy Trap on Aru. There are only 2 cards left there, so Dgessner can make... Did we already see the Yuno's house move? Maybe it was really early in the game. Decoy Trap here seems weird if one of the 2 possibilities is moving him to Yuno's house. We are going to see Saltjar do a bit of a flurry of fates here while throwing out Arbitration Rules. Waited for the perfect time for Trick Reversal, so it does nothing, making that a dead scheme. A little bit of discarding. And then, what is this fate going to be? Deuce or Rejection. Another no-hero fate. That's been pretty good for Dgessner thus far. He's been... some of it was manipulated by Happy End, though. He did force one of them, I think, with Happy End, which was pretty good. He's gotten good use out of that scheme. Not something you see super often. It's not a super strong scheme. And I think we are just going to see a Deuce, so nothing is going to happen in relation to whatever these last 2 Diary cards are on this turn. And we're seeing Machiko killed here. What killed Machiko there? I missed it. I missed whatever play killed Machiko there. I wonder what did that. I should have scrolled back over faster. I was so focused on the fate. We're going to see Yosuke played, and again, just trying to cover that up. Oh, Yosuke is perfect here because it puts in the other Unfurled Lotus. It puts in a matching card. This and a Billiards is already in the discard. You basically need a Billiards to fix this. They're going to see Crossbow thrown down, a big discard, and there goes Deuce. That was a good Yosuke pull. That's going to slow down Saltjar for probably at least 2 or 3 more turns. We're going to see a Mind Read on Ginty to get Yosuke back out of there, just uncovering the territory. We're going to see him move into a Waking Tree, putting in Extreme Conditions. Interesting not putting in the Billiards to be able to use Deckham to get rid of the other... Then you could deck them into the Billiards into getting rid of the other Unfurled Lotus, but it would also leave the pile pretty low. I don't think Hinata's going to do a lot here. John is at least a 4-strengther. I mean, you could throw Hinata out just to have her on board for the possibility of using her later. We do see that Yuno is its max power on Strength here at 5 Strength. Or 4 Strength, 5 if Crossbow triggers. Crossbow will trigger on this turn because Parent Skulls can only stop 1 trap a turn. So one of these 2 traps is going off. Probably the Decoy Trap, unless Dgessner knows. I don't think he knows, unless these are both the same card, where Yuki is going. But he's got a 50-50 on where Yuki is going. We are going to see Parent Skulls on Gas Trap, and then it's going over to Yuno's house, which is going to trigger Arbitration Rules for Saltjar. Yep, so Saltjar gets to choose a card from the deck to put into the pile, and that's going to be 4 cards. So I assume we have 3 angry faces and 1 happy face, which the 1 happy face is that extra, whatchamacallit. It is going to be move on that. Decoy Trap does nothing here, but we are going to see Yuki lose 2, 1 from the ability and 1 from Axe. So only 5 more strength to go on Yuki. He knows what this last card is. Butter is actually just straight up looking at it because he doesn't remember. Aru or John are going to kill here. We're seeing the Myrrh activate. What card do you want here? You don't have to show it, right? Oh, it's going to be protect you into an activate on control console to get back out the decoy trap. Ooh. Ooh. That protect you shouldn't be in the discard pile. It should be set aside. It is going to be the Aru kill. Yeah, Butter caught that. So he knows what card this is, and Saltjar is not going to do a fade at all here. Just going to go in billiards to get that out. Drew the other billiards pretty early. That's very good. And then activate Deckham, which is going to be a guaranteed strength on Nona. Nona can only gain 1 strength a turn. It is going to be playing the Unfurled Lotus. Nona can only gain 1 strength a turn, so that's 1 of 3 strength, or 4 strength. And then move into Waking Tree and immediate move back. Yeah, on activating the... Oh, no, you can't actually, because you played Unfurled Lotus. Can't do that. Can't do that. I hope Butter catches it. It looks like they're not doing it anyway. It's fine. But they either realized it was illegal or they just chose not to. No, you can't do that. You don't have that ability. You don't have that Nona ability. You don't have that Nona ability, Butter. Butter! I hate this guy. Cannot believe this judge that matters. Did they realize? I think they realized. They heard it. Butter heard me yelling. Yes, Butter heard me yelling through dimensions. Call me Super Boo the way I'm shouting through dimensions. All right, so Dgessner should know where this move is, and it looks like it's going to be a rock is there. So we did see the Yuki's House guaranteed move earlier. I just missed it. So protect you and a gas trap. Ooh, boy, and the decoy to move John in to kill him. Ooh, and it kills instantly with knife. Ooh, ooh, this is looking really good for Dgessner. That was a huge turn. I'm really surprised that, I know that Saltjar was able to get a strength off of going to the back room, but we're going to see a selective memory putting in a lot of good cards and then drawing. I should have paid attention to what the cards were. I'm kind of surprised that Saltjar didn't go for the Fate. That was such a layup of -3 strength for Dgessner there. It was a guaranteed card. And we're going to see an immediate protect you into Yuki Teru Diary. If Saltjar can't stop him from going to Yuki on this turn, this game might already be over. It literally takes Oculus at minimum, it takes Oculus 3 more turns, counting this one, to be able to win, to get the objective done with Nona, and it's going to be 3 more turns after this because Deckham isn't getting activated this turn. We're going to see Reiki and Dead End, and it's going to be Dead End because Saltjar has to try and mind game Dgessner on where Yuki is going here. Honestly, Dgessner is probably just going to let it ride and then try and predict by playing Fake Defeat or something else. Decisions. Playing Reiki? I think you got to play Dead End here. Because unless Yuki is going where Reiki is being played, then Dgessner will enter Showdown this turn, and the only thing on field will be Reiki at 2 strength, which is like nothing. I don't think that's the play I would have made, but kind of taking a Hail Mary that this is where he's moving, and it's not. He's moving to school. There's no reason to go to school here unless that's where he's going. So that's gonna be the clash on Yuki at the end of the turn, and that's gonna be Showdown. So all that's left to do is kill Reiki, and there's a Blade Trap, so Reiki is dead next turn. So Saltjar has to Fate. Yeah, I think this game, man, Dgessner made some really strong turns in the last, 2 or 3 turns. Really pushed objective pressure and just did wonderfully with fake defeats and protect yous and what have you. We're going to see a Twister, so it looks like Nona is going to get to 2 strength here, which is pretty good. Indeed, and it's going to be Unfurled Lotus out again. 2 more strength to go on Nona. It's not impossible to still win this. Okay, I and Marco can move Reiki out of Blade Trap, which is good. Don't put them both at the same location. Playing it risky. Also, just lets Dgessner go to Yuno's house and then move Blade Trap into killing them and Myrrh whatever card he wants. I don't know. I probably would have spread them out a bit more than that personally. I guess spreading them out makes more targets for Yuki no interference clashes, but still. That's going to be the end of that turn. Dgessner looking in his discard pile. The diary deck is refilled, so there's no telling where Yuki is going to go here. No one knows. Surely you just keep Blade Trap. Yeah, you just keep Blade Trap alive via Parent Skulls. There's no point in losing it here. We're going to see another Arbitration Rule trigger because of Myrrh, so another... That's going to get a card in to be able to get a thing. So Dgessner definitely wants a card that messes with the pile. It's still... Oculus cannot win for 2 turns. It's going to be Hinata kicks the key over to the hotel. We're going to move over the Blade Trap. We're going to see a Fate here. And then you probably just want to cover Quindecum. Oh, shuffle cards from the roulette pile into the deck. That's perfect. Oh, Takashi instead? Oh, he's going to go for Human Emotions to try and make it even worse. Honestly, I probably would have done Mayu here. I guess he's worried about moving into Waking Tree and being able to put back in 2 cards. It does reshuffle to mess up Waking Tree here as well. He's the Oculus player. He knows better than me. I feel like I probably would have played Mayu there. I feel like a Mayu play guarantees you 1 more turn of Oculus not getting strength, but maybe I'm forgetting something that would allow him... I guess a Twister... No, that still wouldn't let him activate Waking Tree twice. I don't think that he could have... I don't think Saltjar could have gotten 2 cards into the pile to get a Decim activate that turn in any situation with the Mayu play, to be honest. But we're going to see Myrrh activate to get a specific card. This is game on board, so I think everything that I just said about the play he did with playing out whatchamacallit, I don't think it matters, I'm realizing, because with the Fate Lock, this is a guaranteed win. Blade, well, actually, it's not a guaranteed win. Yes, it is, because he put no interference in his hand. Presumably, if he has no interference in hand, it's a guaranteed win, even if Yuki moves to this and turns off Blade Trap because of Reisky's ability. But we're going to see an activate. Did not get the strength on Nona. Got a bad face, and I think this Arbiter, good face, bad face, good face, taking out the good face one. Okay. And then we're going to see Old Maid to move Takashi to Nona Ginta, which is a location that Saltjar doesn't care to go to. And then this should be game no matter what. If he put no interference in hand, he just has to move here. Explosion in C2, so Blade Trap doesn't work because of Reisky, but that's fine, because you have no interference and that lets you double clash. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because Axe is showdown specific, if Yuki is a hero specific, rather. So that does mean that the first game goes to Dgessner. That was a very, very well played Yuno game. Dgessner did very well at forcing his objective, pushing his objective in that mid game. He still found the opportunity to open up the top fate to put a little bit of pressure on Oculus in the mid game when Oculus was starting to get the roulette pile set up, and it went wonderfully. I think Dgessner knew exactly how to do the tempo of that game because he plays Oculus so much. So I think that worked out very well for him. They're going to get the clock to work. I trust them. There are other clocks they can pull out if they need to. They got it. Butter knows what he's doing. He plays TTS a lot. Still a really good Oculus from Saltjar. Was only 2 turns out from winning, but unfortunately, Yuno just went a little too fast there. Dgessner with some really strong ordering and setup of those cards, of manipulating the diary deck. That was a really good Yuno game. It's great seeing such a strong bloodbath character opening to Tournament Arc 2026, as those characters are new to this tournament. We're going to see, I believe that was Saltjar is the starting player because Dgessner won. I think Saltjar was the starting player on the other one. So we're going to see the Yaldabaoth ban from Saltjar, and then Dgessner is going to ban Satella. Interesting. So now Dgessner has to pick a villain to be counterpicked, and he picks... Sorry, chuckle in my throat. He picks Griffith. Okay, don't pull over the thing until you get all the cards out of here, Butter or Dgessner, whoever pulled that over. It's going to be Loxus into Griffith. Ooh, this is a fun matchup. I do think that this can be pretty well in Loxus's favor, especially with Loxus going first. Loxus will get to do an early fate to try and cover that top fate and try and mitigate Griffith's early fate advantage. When Griffith has so much strength, try and dig into Guts or some such pretty early. Griffith's mid-game is the weakest point for Griffith, especially if Griffith is up against an opponent who can exert a decent amount of fate pressure, and as long as Loxus gets some good Get some good timing on getting Evergreen and Stone Gazes out and Lightning Dragon Roars. It's very easy for Loxus to get control of his top fate back, to exert a lot of that pressure in the mid to late game especially. So Loxus can really hit Griffith with fates when it matters, when Griffith is at his weakest, trying to get that last challenge out, trying to discard some challenges, going into Femto, trying to build back up some strength. So I understand this counter pick for sure. However, Griffith can also, with well-timed brands and other such shenanigans, can very effectively get some fate pressure back onto Loxus, and with some well-timed like Natsus and Mystigans or Mirajanes, or Happies for that matter, can really stall Loxus a little bit depending on the fate deck order. So I think that this probably, especially with Loxus going first, I think it probably leans in Loxus's favor a little bit, but it could as always, it could go either way. But I do think it's a good counter pick on Saltjar's half. They apparently took a restroom break, but I talked for so long because I am always yapping that I just talked through the restroom break. So we don't even need a cut. How about that? Lucky us. Lucky us. That was the fastest bathroom break in the West. What the? They went instant. Is there a toilet in their bedroom with them? What? That was so quick. But all right. I respect. I think Butter's the one who pulled that out. I don't know if he did it just because he wanted to or because Dgessner asked, but I respect getting the strength token on Yuki at the start and going ahead and putting on Griffith. We're going to see Saltjar going straight to Guildhall. Like I said, you want to take advantage of that early fate on Griffith. You got to try and get Guts fast and lock down Battlefield as quick as you can. Casca, hopefully, is going to cause a dead turn for Griffith to just go and immediately Clasher. See a lot of discarding and just playing Gloating. That way, if a hero is played out, then you get the benefit of Gloating. Good plays by Saltjar. We are going to see an immediate challenge with Alone. It's not, I think there are 2 challenges that would have, or 3 challenges maybe, that would have stopped. Yeah, there are 3 challenges that would have stopped Griffith from being able to clash with Casca there. So very lucky to have Alone in hand. That's one of the only 3 that he could play immediately into a clash like that. We are going to see Saltjar go straight to Magnolia to play out Evergreen and Thought Projection. Discarding 2 Ecritures? Question mark? I don't know about that. You want to get an Ecriture at Outskirts immediately so that the second you can play Freed, you benefit from it. We are going to see Lucy and Loki. Not the best first fate. You don't, this early in the game, really want to push up the resolve this much. But Levy is also so weak that you really want to 4-strengther instead. Discarding both Dark Ecritures is not a... I play a decent amount of Loxus. I don't think I agree with that play. Thunder Palace, Lightning Dragon Roar, Lightning Body, that all adds up. Can't really get a good use out of Lightning Dragon Roar here when it's Lucy and Loki out. Saltjar is going to pick a card from the deck. I hope it's that 3rd Dark Ecriture, because you're going to be wanting one soon. We're going to see a fate here. It's going to be Rickert and Jadot. Taking away 2 of that 3 power is pretty good. Griffith loves power. This is still, because it's Alone that's out, this is still a hero that Griffith could just go to Battlefield and clash this turn. And he does, I was about to say, he doesn't really mind doing it because Lucy and Loki are holding down Guildhall so effectively. Getting out a Demon Horde just to start building up allies. It's one of Griffith's most important things, is to get Demon Hordes out fast. To discard Alone is an option, but mostly to discard Empty. When Empty is played, it's the one that needs an ally at every location, and also to be ready for Showdown. Going to Cardia Cathedral to play Bixlow and get the kill on Lucy and Loki. I'm not going to judge too hard. This definitely, it does get to immediately replay Evergreen. Is there a Soul Doll in? Are there no Soul Dolls in there? It's not how I would play Loxus, but you know, if Saltjar gets results with it, then Saltjar gets results with it. You know, I won't judge too hard until I see the outcome at least. Discarding the Ecritures and taking this turn to go blow up Lucy and Loki. Didn't get a hero on the fate here for Dgessner. It's a little rough for him. Saltjar really doesn't care about Fairy Law right now and has plenty of time to draw into a form to get rid of it. Oh, we did see the Empty play. I missed the Empty play. I'm sorry about that. I must have been looking at the fate or something. But we are going to see the Empty play, so I have to do the weird Q thing to be able to read that effectively. Sorry, these challenges are weird. We can't orient them correctly because it won't work. Pippin is too strong to be killed now. Empty means that allies have to get out fast. We're going to see Void played. Is it going to be... Oh, it's going to be Betrayed, or whatever it's called. The one that you discard by having 0 power and no cards in hand. No, it's going to be Slan, actually. Interesting. and then a My Castle play. Okay, I understand, because now you get the -2 on Pippin. Gonna go for a Fate to try and kill Slan before gaining power, and there it is, yep. I feel like I probably would have taken the challenge. You've got a lot of pressure challenge-wise here. I probably would have gone for the challenge myself, because it was an immediate discard, but I really don't disrespect what he was going for here. He wanted to try and luck into the double strength loss on Pippin, and there was a decent chance of it. Also, it means that the Fate didn't play a hero. It discarded Slan instead of getting more of his action economy messed up, and when he still has his gain 3 open, that can be pretty useful. We are going to see the Lightning Body play straight into the Fairy Law discard. Go ahead and get that out of the way. That's fair. Oh, what is this? Is this a, it's a Brand turn. A Brand turn? Can he kill Pippin now? I think he can kill Pippin now. We're going to see Mirror Jane onto the top Fate. That's a good top Fate pull to hold that down. 3 strength. Yeah, it is 3-3 because Empty and Alone don't stop anything. This has been a very strong Griffith game. The order of these challenges and draws for Dgessner has been very good. This has been a very strong Griffith game. There's that third Dark Ecriture. You know, didn't get punished for discarding them early. Either didn't draw into or just chose not to play Freed until getting the Ecriture. So, you know, fair enough, I guess is what I'll say to that. I've had too many games where I just haven't drawn into Ecritures, so my thought process is always, I must immediately play Ecritures. We're going to see Natsu at Cardia. That is a very strong position for Natsu. Either there or Guildhall is always great for Natsu, for the opponent, really bad for Loxus. I actually find Natsu at Cardia, I feel like Natsu at Cardia normally does more work than Natsu at Guildhall, but it depends on if you're playing, alright, Battlefield is officially off limits. Dgessner will not be using Battlefield anymore. Guts is here to hold it down. Tower of Rebirth being open this long is really good for Dgessner as well. We're going to see Guilty come out, doesn't care about heroes getting more strength now. Then we're going to see Vivid Nightmares to gain 2, and then just a bunch of discarding, and only 2 more challenges to go. Would have been 1 more challenge to go if you'd used Void the way that I said. I'm just saying. His play was good too, but I definitely would have done the Betrayed play. A Gloating was played last turn, so we're going to see Saltjar draw up to 8 cards here. Draw 4 for each of these, and then has to discard a bunch of them. Almost gone through a deck reshuffle, so I imagine we're seeing Freed played here. This is a pretty late Freed. I'm a little worried for Saltjar in that regard. This has been a very strong Griffith game. We're going to see a Stone Gaze. This is probably going to kill Mira here with the Freed play, and also going to get a power and a draw via Soul Doll. There's actually a world here where you don't use, I was about to say, where you don't use the Soul Doll, because you're going to reshuffle here, so you want a Soul Doll to remain in rotation. That's a very astute play. I think that's something a lot of players would mess up. That's a 5 strength Gajeel, which is annoying. A lot of players would just go straight into that gain 1, like, I want power. But doing it this way ensures that you have a Soul Doll in the discard going forward, so that Bixlow's ability can continue to trigger over and over and over again. So that's a very high, maybe not high level, at least like a at least in a depth level Loxus play to know that you want to make sure you have a Soul Doll going into those discard piles. We're gonna see Mystigan over at Guildhall. That's a 5 strength into a 4 strength into a 4 strength pull. Pretty good for Dgessner. He did have the bad Lucy and Loki pull earlier. He actually had enough power to get rid of Guilty, which is very good, and he's set up getting rid of Empty, and he still has 2 more challenges to go. Right. We're gonna see a Stone Gaze on Natsu. Can't afford to leave Natsu on Cardia for this long. It'll ruin Saltjar's game. He's got to get out of there. We're gonna see Sanity and Rescued. Go ahead and get rid of. I'm not sure. Honestly, with the game this early, nah, you probably still get rid of Void. I was just thinking not getting rid of Void because the reshuffle is coming up and then Void can be played again. But with only Guts on board and only 2 challenges to go, you don't want to risk Void being able to kill Guts. So we're going to see a Demonic Visitation, probably hoping to draw into one of the remaining challenges to be able to play it, or just an ally to throw at Battlefield. Ubik into a challenge would be glorious here. We haven't seen Ubik yet. There goes Conrad. Is it Ubik? It is Ubik. That's a really good Demonic Visitation pull. Oh, maybe not? Discarding another Demon Horde. Okay, he was just taking back his play to decide if he wanted to discard something. We're going to see Betrayed played here. Not at 0 power, so can't get rid of it, but has to get rid of it to be able to kill people. So that is a challenge, much like Empty and Betrayed both have to go before Griffith can win the game. Alone, with Guts in play, Alone kind of has to go to be able to win the game. But it does look like I don't think there was any way for Saltjar to uncover here, so we are going to see an uninterrupted turn for Dgessner here. and it will get rid of Alone. We're going to see throwing out another Soul Doll and then doing... Was that a Thunder Legion, I believe, to trigger the Stone Gaze to kill Natsu, and then we're gonna get rid of Happy. That's very, very good for Saltjar to get the Happy discard there. If Happy and Gray had been flipped in ordering there, then Dgessner would have had a guaranteed Happy play probably onto Mystigan, which would have been very annoying for Saltjar. We're gonna see the empty discard. Are we going to see the last challenge play? Dgessner is doing a play that I thought he might do, but I'm not sure I agree with. He's not going to Marsh because he has to move to Marsh to enter Showdown. So he's going to go here and leave Betrayed in play. I probably would have just gone ahead and gotten into Showdown personally, but I also respect this play very much. I respect doing it this way. He is going to be able to get to 0 power, so yeah. This is probably the better play. I'm not sure that it's the one I would have made. I probably still would have gone to Marsh, tried to get a strong, try and get Natsu or Happy back on the reshuffle, cover up, mostly to cover up Cardia, and get rid of Betrayed, because if he had played a challenge wall at Marsh, he could have discarded his hand and guaranteed gotten rid of Betrayed. Because the thing I'm worried about here is Marsh being covered and then not being able to discard your hand, but he can go to Tower of Rebirth to do it, actually. It's not normal that Tower of Rebirth is open here, so it's not actually that bad for him, really. We're going to see Corcus thrown onto Tower of Rebirth, thrown onto Marsh, actually, stopping the entering Showdown and getting rid of Betrayed at the same turn, like I talked about before. Oh, man, but this is a really good play, except Tower of Rebirth is open. So, gain 3, discard your hand, get rid of Betrayed and Tempted is so good for Dgessner. He's got to take that turn. No, don't, Dgessner, don't, brother. Don't. You gotta do 3 power and get rid of both challenges by just not playing a card? I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I would have immediately gone to Tower of Rebirth. That was such a strong Tower of Rebirth. Not a great We Are Fairy Tale, but not the worst. He gets to... I mean, We Are Fairy Tale is never great. But he gets to cover up Guildhall, so now playing like a Thunder Legion at Guildhall doesn't uncover Mystian, or a Lightning Dragon Roar or something, for that matter. He does get to discard Abandon here and get one strength back, so, you know, that's fair enough. He does get to do that, but he's really got to... And he has the Fate Lock, so now he gets the Tower of Rebirth turn. So it worked out because he did get a way to cover Guildhall. A guaranteed cover. Yeah, it was a good play. I still probably would have done it the other way, personally, but his way was also very good. His way might have been slightly better. I think they were about equivalent, honestly. After I wasn't taking into account that his opponent was pretty fully fate-locked as long as he pulled a hero. Knowing my luck, I would have pulled Fairy Law and, like, Counter Magic, though, and then I would have been upset. I would have been mad, because then I would be like, well, great, I'm at Marsh, and he's going to be able to cover my Tower of Rebirth. We're going to see a Gloating thrown out, some kills going down. Loxus needs 3 more heroes on board to clear all of this resolve. It's not looking too hot for Loxus here. This has been a very strong Griffith game. Now, this turn, you go gain 3 and discard your hand. He might honestly not worried about Tempted and just play cards. Personally, I would still get rid of Tempted here, because Tempted makes me want to throw up. Oh, no, wait, actually, they forgot the resolve, so it's 2 more heroes need to be played. We are going to see the gain 3. Are we going to see some card plays? He's thinking. We're going to see a full discard. Oh, yeah, he can't gain the 3 because he's getting rid of Betrayed. Sorry, I'm stupid. You won't gain 3 here. I'm dumb. You don't gain 3 because you have to... I forget that Betrayed is 0 power. But still, that works out really well for him. I don't play a lot of Griffith. Have mercy on my soul. There are a lot of a lot of challenges to keep up with. I still probably would have gone to the Tower of Rebirth turn, because you weren't gaining power on either one if you're getting rid of Betrayed. I probably still would have gone to Tower of Rebirth that one turn and done the Fate next turn, but Again, I think it's just a matter of player preference. I think that his decision was just as effective. His might have even been slightly better overall. His would have been worse if he whiffed the Fate. That's my argument. Jeez, there are 2 or maybe... I think there are 3 in the discard. You probably kill Ubik here. It sucks, but the odds of getting... Well, actually, you're playing from so far behind, you might actually go for a Hail Mary demise, because this is really in Griffith's favor. Especially with Tower of Rebirth still open to do big power gains. I don't know. That's a hard pick. That's a hard pick. We're going to see Juvia thrown down over at Guildhall. Saltjar, because Guts is sitting here with, like, no Hero's Presence, is actually going to be Levy to turn off Dark Ecritures, which is fair. Juvia doesn't really, like, the difference of 2 and 3 strength is so negligible. But there is still a world where Loxus can really burst out some kills here. I'm not sure. I'm a little worried about forcing Fates, because if, like, Natsu and Happy are coming up, and them coming back out would really put Loxus back. We're going to see Jado on Corcus, which is pretty good. But, oh, no, wait, no, it's not, because that's a 3-strength Jado and a 2-strength Femto. That dude's dead in, like, a turn. I don't like having Jado at Marsh here. Yeah, it's better with Guts. Stop the brands without 2 power and also protect Guts a little bit. I just don't like Jado at Marsh. I much prefer Jado at Battlefield here. Honestly, I kind of like Jado at Tower of Rebirth here, because it's still open. He still has his gain 3, but he's going to his gain 2. He really wants that move action. We're going to see Abandon go, and then going to get the Jado kill? That's, yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of, the Jado kill might have been the play there. Playing White Falcon just to get hand movement is crazy. I might have preferred the Jado kill there, to be honest. But also, he needs 1 more strength to punch Corcus, so I get it. We're going to see the move over to Freed here. Playing, I think it was a hard play, Freed. It's going to get rid of Levy on the Stone Gaze, trigger some Soul Dolls, etc. Loxus only needs, he's going to get the second hero play here. There's Mira Jane. Only needs 1 more hero play and 3 kills, and has a Dark Ecritures kill lined up now. Oh, actually, he's going to go for the Vanquish on Freed here. Ooh, wow, I still had the move. I thought the move had already been used. Ooh, boy. And that's going to play out the last hero, but I think there's a good chance this hero is not going to use Freed to play a hero? Interesting. Loxus can still bring this back, which is kind of crazy. What did you just do that for? That was interesting. Well, there's Happy. That requires another hero play now, and that's a 4-strength Mirror Jane again, which means Loxus can't clash without Dragon Force. Got to go to the top fate here just to trigger my castle, but triggering my castle, unfortunately, you can't afford not to gain power here as Loxus, but triggering my castle is also going to put Corcus into clash range, which is unfortunate. Yep, there's the my castle. Really? On Jado? Huh. Why? There's Casca, so Griffith has to get 2 more strength back or weaken Casca down. Tower of Rebirth is finally covered. I mentioned earlier that Loxus can really exert fate pressure in the mid to late game, and that's really showing right here. Loxus has been able to exert enough fate pressure that even though Griffith had an incredibly good early game, Griffith is now very behind on cleaning up the territory. I just keep thinking back to that turn where he played Slan instead of, we're going to see the Brand to gain 3 and then do some more playing shenanigans. Ceaseless Torture to get up to 4 strength here. I just keep thinking back to that turn where he did the Slan play with Void instead of Betrayed and immediate discarding Betrayed. I'm not going to say that it like cost him the game or anything, but I think back to that play and think he would have been better off doing it that way instead of doing the Slan thing. Personally. But this is still anyone's game. Loxus has to get 2 kills, and I think one of these 2 cards is Natsu. If I've been keeping track of it right. Are we going to see a battle invite here? Is that why Freed wasn't activated earlier? Okay, didn't activate Freed to do the battle invite to get rid of Natsu. That's fair. However, this does mean that Natsu and Happy, not Happy because Happy's on Mirror Jane. This does mean that Natsu and Lucy and Loki as well are now going to be back in play. Playing Levy? Why? No, you play Lucy and Loki so you can kill them because Mirror Jane is back to 4 strength. I would play Lucy and Loki here so you can you have the thing I'm thinking of. The Dark Ecritures kill option. Levy is still fine because it's an easy kill and then a thought projection move, I guess. That's pretty good. Corcus got the camaraderie, so that is going to ensure that he lives for a little bit longer because now he's 6 strength. We're going to see Gajeel and Fairy Law. Obvious Gajeel play is obvious. Oh, he's actually checking to see if Saltjar has a form in hand. Going to see another My Castle, so Loxus can't afford not to take power here, I don't think, so probably 2 power. So 2 -1 tokens is coming Dgessner's way. Oh, he's actually going to go Lightning Dragon Roar and then just give the 1. Well, yeah, he had Lightning Dragon Roar. Nothing you can do about that. Still needs 1 more hero out. Going to be the one has Lightning Body in hand we just saw, so going to be able to clash Levy with Lightning Body. That's going to be really strong. We're going to see a -1 just on Corcus. And then there's Pip-Pip-a-Doodly-Doo, and that's a 5-strength Pippin. I think that Saltjar is going to be able to bring this game back. That mid-game Fate pressure absolutely ravaged Dgessner here. He was not able to get allies back out and build up strength fast enough. He's been taking a lot of turns where he's not getting clashes, I think, is the big problem here. We're going to see Void into what free play is this? Slan. Makes sense. Why would you put Slan at Casca? Just put her at Guts. Because she has a strength value. Well, I guess if you have 6 Demon Horde, or 3 Demon Hordes there, which is 6 strength total, who cares? So we're going to see the Lightning Body kill Levy, and then setting up game, essentially, here. Although I think Saltjar needs a Battle Invite or a Thunder Legion. Battle Invite or Thunder Legion will do it. Honestly, you just put Ricky on the top Fate. Or a Tower of Rebirth. It doesn't matter where you put him. I think you got this game on lock. Unless Dgessner pulls Natsu here. I think Natsu is the only card that could potentially let Dgessner bring this back around, but I don't even have a lot of faith in that, to be honest. Because these are a lot of heroes to kill. He did get Natsu, though. He did get Natsu, though. So now there are 2 cards that have to be played or 2 heroes that have to be played for Saltjar to get out of Showdown here. Does Dgessner have a challenge here? I haven't been keeping count on if he still has another challenge coming or not. Not immediately. Oh, no, he does have it. I didn't think he did because he wasn't immediately doing it. That's 5 strength, so you can clash Pippin here because he's 5. Natsu is the one way Dgessner can get this game back. It's looking rough. It's going to depend on his draw order here. Saltjar is going to keep Lightning Body and go to Cardia. Did have a Battle Invite to potentially win game. Did get a 2-strengther, which is really good here. Can actually clash with Gray. Playing Mist again. I probably would have played Grays to like Bixlow or Evergreen, to be honest. Well, you have the whatchamacallit, so you are going to be able to replay Freed. But now Freed, see, the thing I don't like about this is Freed is out of position now. There's like no one at Magnolia. So I would have preferred moving Bixlow out of position, or Evergreen out of position even, rather than moving Freed out of position. But this is still fun. Didn't use Freed's ability? Still needs a hero, but didn't use Freed to set up the Dark Ecriture? Must have the other Battle Invite in hand, or a Thunder Legion, I guess. If you have a Thunder Legion, why wouldn't you just go ahead and use it then? We're going to see the Jado kill via Alone for a Vanquish, and then a clash with Rickert. Doesn't want Casca to be replayed. Only 3 heroes to go. We are going to see the Lightning Body here, so that's 1 power, and then moving Natsu up. This is going to be a really close game. That Natsu pull saved Dgessner absolutely. If it had been anyone other than Natsu, I think Saltjar had this locked down. But now that Natsu is here and is also 5 strength, even if Saltjar gets into Showdown, still has to deal with him and any other heroes being played. Not pulling a hero here is pretty rough. Camaraderie on Casca, yeah, that requires an Idea of Evil's Will to weaken Casca now, or a My Castle. Seeing a biding time for the play card here. Thunder Legion for the play card, putting Freed back into position. And this time is using Freed. That's going to be Urza. So unfortunately, Mira Jane is 3 strength, so the Dark Ecriture kills Mira Jane here. It does not kill Freed. But also can just... Oh no, that ties them up. Using the -1 on Urza ties them up, so could do either way. Probably better to put it on Natsu to try and kill him. Where once again, Dgessner is kind of at the whims of whatever fate he pulls. Is this a weak enough Corcus? Got Juvia. Putting Juvia to a location where there are no allies to do any murdering makes sense. Puts that back up to 2. Juvia and Urza both have to die to enter Showdown. Is this enough to kill Corcus? This is a 5-strength Corcus. Should be able to kill him. We're going to see an Idea of Evil's Will. It hits twice because of Slan. So this is game on board if Dgessner has a challenge or the other copy of Idea of Evil's Will. He goes to Tower of Rebirth. He's strong enough. This is a 7-strength Casca, or a 5-strength Casca because of the -2 in Camaraderie. 5 strength. He's at 5. That's a clash. Do the Vanquish on Guts. So if Saltjar can't win this turn, which I do not think it is possible for Saltjar with this level of power, at least, to kill... Saltjar might be able to get into Showdown if she goes to Cardia Cathedral. Will not kill Natsu. Will not hit Showdown and kill Natsu, even using Dark Ecriture to kill either Urza or Mira Jane. So it has to fate here, essentially. I don't think it's possible to win otherwise. Man, this game has been up and down. In the early game, it really looked like Griffith had it on lock. In the mid game, Loxus made an incredible comeback, but then that one Natsu pull put it all of the momentum back on Dgessner's side, bought him so much time because Loxus not entering Showdown to be able to clash normally because of the Natsu play just absolutely killed Saltjar's momentum that had been built up so much. I might have put Rickard on Battlefield to stop a top fate this turn, to be honest. I still don't think that Saltjar can win on their turn, so Dgessner can kind of like take his time. Yeah, Demonic is great here to try and get a card set up. He just needs Blood Soaked. He needs Blood Soaked and then a challenge, and he wins. He'll just clash he'll just clash Casca here. Actually, probably clash Rickard. Rickard, there's the kill on Guts. Probably clash Rickard because of like Camaraderie. Well, it doesn't matter if a Camaraderie goes on Rickard, because you can move a Demon Horde and that's 5 strength into Slam. So yeah, you probably just kill Casca. It doesn't matter which one you kill, I don't think. And there's no fate here, so if Dgessner has any kill card, then it's over. Didn't do the Dark Ecriture, which is interesting. I probably would have done the Dark Ecriture kill on Urza here. But again, I don't think it's going to matter because I'm pretty sure this is just game. There's no way that Loxus can get 4 kills in this setup with no Stone Gazes out, no Thunder Palace, didn't use the Dark Ecriture. It's just not possible, especially with this positioning. Just going to end turn there, and that should be game. There are a myriad of ways, and it's going to be Blood-Soaked. So there you have it. Man, what a roller coaster of a game. It started out super strong for Griffith. Griffith had it. Then Loxus made such an incredible comeback in that mid-game, but that Natsu was perfectly timed. I honestly think if it had been any other hero other than Natsu there, I think that Saltjar probably would have walked away with this game, because it meant that instead of playing and killing one hero and then getting into Showdown and being able to clash normally and just look to end the game instead of having to find ways to play heroes to get more kills, it meant that Loxus could not worry about playing heroes, could focus on murdering, and could clash normally. Probably would have meant the difference in the game, but because Natsu put the resolve up and didn't put a hero out for the Dgessner, or that Saltjar, I mean, could kill to get that number down, kind of just ruined that momentum that Saltjar had clawed back. But that's going to be a 2-0 win for Dgessner. What an incredible 2 games. Those were 2 very, very good games. Great stuff from both players. Really well done on both of their parts. Really, really good stuff. There's a small part of me that wished Dgessner had lost this second game so that I could feel vindicated on the Void into Slan instead of Void into Betrayed instant discard turn, because I'm pretty sure it was an instant discard turn. So there's a small part of me that's a little salty about that, but still great games overall from both players. Good stuff. But that's gonna bring to a close the first game, the first game in round 1 of the Anime Villainous Tournament Arc 2026. So let's go over to the bracket and see how it's looking. And with that 2-0 victory, Dgessner claims his spot in round 2 of this year's tournament arc. Saltjar, unfortunately, is out, but hopefully we'll get to see them again in future years of tournament arc. Dgessner, meanwhile, will be waiting to see who wins between Dr. Quantum and Azure Horizon to figure out who he'll be playing in round 2 of this year's tournament arc. So, very exciting stuff. That's just 1 game down. We've got like 15 more to go, and I am excited for every single one of them, and I hope you are as well. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for the next round 1 match of this year's tournament arc. Until then, farewell.